It's a good shakedown stage, this. Very representative of what the crews are going to see on the rally.
Definitely, yeah. It features quite a lot of different types of... The surface is fairly consistent, but, you know, some smooth and flowing, some jumps, which is a feature of this rally. It's even the sort of the tagline, isn't it? Jumping in the dust.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, yeah, some sort of more technical sections to finish the stage. So, yeah, a good indicator of where the form's at heading into the weekend.
I'll tell you where his form is at right now. It's astronomical. That's where it's at. Kalle Rovanperä has had 3 wins so far this season. He's leading the championship. Nice job. And I'd like to say that he's going to find it difficult being first on the road here, but I'm not sure he's going to after Portugal.
This is it. We all thought that it would be the impossible task to win from first on the road, particularly with such you know, such great competition in Portugal, and yet here we are, 2 weeks later, thinking he surely can't do it again, can he? But
who knows? I mean, I think it's going to be of course, it's going to be a tough ask here, but his form right now is really impressive. And what I really like about him at the moment, Seb, he's so relaxed. He's just in that, you know, everything is going well. He's in that mindset of. He's got it under control. I mean, he himself is surprised that he's got such a margin, 46-point advantage in the championship.
Yeah, after 4 rallies, that's a huge advantage, and it's just like you said, it's that relaxed. It's the confidence. You know, once you have start into that kind of feeling of a good run of events, it breeds confidence, and he's just, you know, enjoying driving the car. It feels easy at the moment, even if it's not, but he's making it look so.
Thierry Neuville has had some great times on this island over the years. We've seen that incredible victory over Sébastien Ogier. Went into the final day with them battling tooth and nail for the win, and he did it by tenths of seconds, 7/10 of a second.
Yeah, it was a fantastic rally. That wasn't one of the closest finishes I think we've had. Certainly the top 3, and yeah, he'll be hoping for a similar feat this weekend. But that's Kalle through the stage already. Yeah,
let's have a look at the time. 2:29 is the time. We'll hear from Kalle in a moment, and we'll switch back to Thierry and have a little chat about him. Neil Cole is at the stop control for us.
Good morning, Kalle. Welcome to Sardinia. Tell us what the weekend looks like out there.
It looks to be quite slippy and hot weekend for us. The first pass condition, at least here, is really slippy. Difficult to have a good balance in the car because you're sliding so much. And yeah, but let's see what we can do.
And in finish, please.
Well, we will see what he can do. He mentioned it's going to be a hot weekend. I know the major talking point in recent weeks has been the heat inside these cars. We'll be going into detail throughout the weekend of some of the changes that the teams have made to try and alleviate the heat within the cars for the drivers. So stay tuned with us throughout the weekend. We'll be going through it team by team. Let's take a look at Taka.
4, 3, 2, 1. Go 3 left, 20.
Yeah, it seems to, you know, and even previous years, this is often one of the most physically demanding events on the calendar. You know, midsummer, the temperatures here can be almost oppressive at times. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what changes have been made and how much of a difference they make to the feeling inside the cockpit of cars. You know, talk of temperatures relatively, you know, being up above 50 degrees in Portugal, and air temperature here is certainly higher. So.
Yeah, we're looking at an exceptionally hot day on Saturday. Even other coast where we are based in the service park, inland it'll be even hotter. So Thierry completes the stage. We'll hear from him in a moment. It's a 2:24.1 for our 2-time winner of this event, Mr. Neuville. Taka was 4th here last year, but prior to that, some really quite difficult events in Sardinia for him. Let's head out to Neil and hear from Thierry.
Jump, keep left, straight press, 400.
Morning, Thierry. Welcome to Sardinia. What's it looking like out there for the weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be hot. I think that's the word we're going to use a lot this weekend. Quite challenging conditions, I have to say. The grip will be quite low in some places, but high in others. Tire choice will be difficult as well for some sections, so it won't be an easy weekend, but it's a rally we all like, and I'm looking forward.
Well, it's a rally he's had good success in. I mean, he's been here many times, 11 previous starts on the island for Thierry. 2 wins under his belt, a raft of podiums. So yes, I think we can safely say he likes this rally.
He knows how it needs to be driven as well, and it's one of these events where you do very much have to think about how you're approaching the weekend. You can't drive flat out the whole time. So yeah, Thierry's certainly got the knack for this one.
Absolutely. And this is an island as well for Oitanak, which is going to stick out in his memory. His first ever podium was here. His first ever win was here as well.
And yet also some disappointments as well, going into the final stage leading a couple of years ago. I remember when I was teammate to him, and last year dominating the first day of the rally really, and then let down by technical issues halfway through the Saturday. But yeah, it's one that Oit will hope to turn back how it used to be and get these good memories going again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Katsuta through the stage there, 2.2 seconds down on Deville's benchmark, so what a bad start for the Toyota driver.
It's a real mix of what people are thinking out there as well. There's a poll on WRC.com with who will win the rally. Overwhelmingly, it's Calais. But for me, the surprising follow-ups, you know, Taka is quite high there. Let's hear from him.
Good morning, Taka. Morning, Taka. Tell us if it's going to be like out there. It's hot, slippery. Is it going to be hot this weekend?
Yeah, in the car it's very, very hot. Already in the morning, on the long section, I felt, oh, it's very hot, so gonna be very tough, but we try to manage it, and yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Also, conditions are very slippery.
Thank you.
I'm keen to see what he can do, because he was kind of let off the reins a little bit at the previous rally in Portugal, Taka, and saw some brilliant pace from him on the Friday.
It was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He kind of really, he seems to be back in that rhythm that he had sort of midway through last year, and feeling much more at ease in the car. And I think these are events that he knows better as well and has that confidence on. Yeah, hopefully he can be in a similar battle for the podium this weekend. But another man who looked to be more at ease last time out in Portugal.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, for the Elfyn Evans fans out there, they were delighted by the performance in Portugal. So was he. It felt like the season had really got underway for him at that event. Reminder on your screen then that you can follow every single stage live with us during the whole weekend here in Sardinia. And we are kicking off this evening with the opening stage. Don't forget that. If you've got any plans, cancel them.
It looks like quite an interesting opening stage as well. In
Olbia.
Other side of the island in Olbia, a bit of tarmac, a bit of gravel.
Yeah, so we're back to our traditional base of Alghero. Last year we were all based over in Olbia. But we will return to Olbia this evening for that first stage. And Seb will be at the end of it talking to the drivers. But let's head down to Neil now and have a chat with Oit.
Good morning, Oit. What can we expect from Sardinia this weekend?
Just you look in the sky, you see what to expect. It's going to warm, I guess that's the main challenge.
What about the conditions of the stage?
This one is quite smooth, and it's a bit tricky in the end with narrow and some rocks on the side, but at the moment still in good shape.
Yeah, run one, it is still in good shape out there for them. But yeah, Oit referencing that the sun in the sky there, it is definitely, as we all know, going to be a hot weekend. And that is the difficulty they're going to have to manage out there. The hazards of this event, though, Seb, you know, you have done this. You've sat in the co-driving seat for this event quite a few times. You know, there's so many things that can catch you out here.
There are an Oit reference there, the rocks at the side of the road, and yeah, unfortunately I know all too well about that. Plenty of times I've had punctures from hitting a rock or worse. You know, I remember particularly I was watching the preview program, saw the wheel on fire with Hayden Padden as we were crashed out of the lead. So Yeah, it's an event that there are many hidden dangers, and avoiding them is part, first part of the weekend, really. And then you worry about being fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely going to be a difficult one to manage this weekend in terms of that balance between getting your pace up, being fully committed, but also avoiding the hazards out there. Elvin's through with the fastest time on the shakedown test so far, at least 2:23.4. Craig Green and Paul Nagel now.
Yeah, managing the tyres as well is the other key factor this weekend. The hot conditions of quite abrasive surface in places. Even avoiding the rocks is one thing, but looking after the tyre wear is another big factor. And who can be the smartest with that?
Morning, Elvin. Good to see you here in Sardinia. Good morning. After a good result in Portugal, can you go one better here with a good road position?
Who knows? Of course, it's always the aim. We have to wait and see how it goes. It's going to be a long and tough weekend, more than likely. So, yeah, let's see.
And how will you cope with the heat and the dust?
Well, let's see. I mean, of course, the guys have done every effort to do what they can with the car. We try and prepare it as well physically as we can, but we don't really know fully what to expect, to be honest. So let's wait and see.
Yeah, we will be chatting with the teams to discuss exactly what kind of changes they've made to help with the heat within the cars this weekend.
Yeah, some of them are more obvious than others, I think. We can already see some reflective bits on the window, but I think there's more hidden elements that yeah, we'll discover as the weekend goes on.
Absolutely. Gus Greensmith off the line, and Portugal didn't go quite the way he wanted it to. Got off to a good start on the Friday, and we saw some good times, but yeah, things just played out of his hands. He was hoping, he was aiming for a podium there.
A little bit late on the brakes there for Craig, but
it's a good time.
Good time, yeah.
2:22.6 then is the fastest time through on run 1 for now of Shakedown, the Olmedo stage.
Right, open, non-over launch, 60, sharp.
Neil Cole is asking questions for us down at the stop control there, with his factor 50 on, big sun hat. Let's cross out to him now.
Right, left over jump, 200. Absolute left over correct, 400.
Morning, Craig. Welcome to Sardinia. After a tough Portugal, what can you achieve here? Good road position.
Yeah, for sure. A good road position. A nice car, for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. I haven't done the rally in a few years, but I feel a little bit like at home here. So looking forward to it. Obviously, it's going to be a tough weekend for everybody, absolutely everybody involved in the rally, but we're well prepared and we're ready for it.
Almost fluent in Italian now is Mr. Craig Green. He's very impressive. I think that's what he's referencing then with the, almost feel at home here now on Italian soil.
Yes, looking forward to asking him some questions in Italian.
Tough days ahead, like we mentioned. Obviously, the stages here are challenging enough, the weather conditions. But also, we go into Saturday with no midpoint service, which, that's always a bit of a eyes wide,
yeah,
especially on a rough rally like this.
It is. Whenever you open up the itinerary of the event and see that, you always think, right, okay, we're in for an even more challenging weekend. It is such a difficult thing to balance. Obviously, do you carry any spare parts in the car, but what can you realistically change? Yeah, I think it's good to have that balance in these events. Some of them with these marathon-style days, really 130 plus kilometers with no service. It's
okay. Yeah, that what we're trying doesn't work.
Interesting to hear that little tidbit there from Gus.
Well, that's a bit of a tease, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? He knows we're listening. Whatever they're trying didn't work.
Is that reflected in the time? Not so much, with 3-point-something down, 3.3 down from the fastest. Hopefully we'll find out later on, if not now.
Morning, Gus. Welcome to Sardinia. Back on the gravel for another crack at it. How are you feeling before Sardinia?
Yeah, all feels okay. Want to make some changes, but yeah, it'll be a hot weekend.
And what do you think it's going to be like out there?
Bloody hot. Roasting.
Thank you, Gus.
I think, yeah, that's the understatement, isn't it? That's exactly what they're going to expect. We'd love to hear from you, though. Obviously, that poll is up on WRC.com. You can vote for who you think is actually going to win out there this weekend. You know, I always find it a bit of a tough one to call on every event now. It's a bit difficult looking past Robin Perra, but I think he is going to have a really tough job here first on the road. Who is your 1, 2, 3? Hashtag WRC Live, let us know. And big good morning to everyone who is watching this morning. Welcome to Sardinia. Hope you're going to be with us for the whole weekend. I think it's going to be a really interesting rally to see who will have success here. Especalapi and Yanni Firm with vengeance. Go on.
I was just going to say, I think either the man we just saw, Danny Sordo, or this man on screen now, Especalapi, you would be placing a good bet if you put your money there. I think it's, you know, with the road position they have, the experience particularly of Sordo on this island.
Sordo has shown, you know, first rally back in Portugal, and that thriller on the final day, the battle for that third position with Taka Katsuta.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? And
it was.
To say that was his first event in this new generation hybrid cars, and it took him a few stages. I'm sure maybe in the first day he'd admit, you know, to feel a bit more understanding, but quickly up to pace, and you know, in the battle for the podium was great to see.
Let's hear from Danny with Neil. Keep an eye on EP. Brilliant jump.
Hola, Danny. Good morning. Great drive in gravel in Portugal. Can you repeat that and go one better here?
At the moment, I don't have a lot of feeling with the car. It's sliding a lot. Not a lot of grip, but let's see. Rally is too long, and we need to get the pace.
Thank you, Gus.
Well, there we go. He hasn't quite got the feeling with the car right now. As he said, it's very, very slippery. But yeah, I mean, we're on Shakedown right now. This is the place to sort that feeling out.
Yeah, the opportunity to try some things, as Gus was saying. I'm sure they'll. It's not too far to come back to the service area, so they can make adjustments and do quite a few runs to fine-tune it. Like we said, it is quite representative of what they're going to face, so it's a great chance to make sure everything's dialed in.
Now, what can Pierre-Louis Loubet do this weekend? Been on impressive form so far this year. So he joins eSPORTS.
He had a fantastic run in Portugal, didn't he? The speed and the pace that he showed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was really a step up, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah. Let's see what this time is going to be like from EP. Pretty big by the looks of things. 2 seconds faster than Breen. 2:20.6 is the time then from Especalapi. Definitely one to keep your eye on this weekend. Great road position, confidence on gravel, and yeah, I mean, you can't get cooler than EP in terms of a mindset, can you? I mean, he is ice.
He's horizontal as well, how laid back he is, isn't he?
He is. Put him in a sun lounger. I mean, this is like his spiritual home with flip-flops and shorts and everything.
The first time in this car on gravel, and you've gone quickest. You're getting to grips with it pretty quickly.
Yeah, the car feels good. Car feels good, to be honest. Yeah, just keep it on the line, and that's it. So, yeah, definitely there is a benefit on the road position.
And what's the conditions going to be like this weekend? Hot, I guess.
Yeah, well, as we all expect, it will be very warm in the car. Otherwise, it looks very normal Sardinia. I mean, it's going to be rough. There are going to be loose rocks, but yeah, it's sort of survival as well.
Yeah, that's the name of the game here, isn't it? It's that mixture of both. Because you need to have the speed out there, but you have to survive.
Yeah, I can attest to falling foul of that many a time. But
sorry, Seb, it's like I'm bringing it up to rub it in. I'm not, honestly.
It's all right, it's all right. But it was interesting what EP was saying there about the road position difference that it makes. Just looking at that, you know, Thierry running second on the road, EP is 9th on the road, and already it's over a second a kilometre in Shakedown, and that's the kind of thing that we would expect to see. So those guys running at the back tomorrow morning,
it's a huge opportunity for them.
It is massive.
To make gains tomorrow.
Yeah, and the amount of running that we have first pass here is sort of amplified by the way that the route's been laid out as well. So it's a big opportunity for them to really get a head start, I guess.
Fourth fastest then for Pierre-Louis. We've got 10 drivers so far through the Shakedown stage. The first running of it, or the first lap? First run. I don't know, where am I today?
Are we circuit racing?
I don't know. We're definitely on a rally, that's for sure.
Pierre-Louis, bonjour. Tell us about how the stage is and if it's another chance this weekend to impress the boss on gravel.
We tried to do our best, but it was very, very slippery there. I was a bit surprised by that, but okay, we will try to do our best and to try to be more clean than here. But I was not ready at the start line. They said 20 seconds, but okay.
So we've talked a little bit about your, things have gone wrong for you this week, or here at Rally Sardinia, but someone is asking on Twitter, Nick is asking you, what's your best memory from the island? Let's just balance out the bad stuff, shall we?
Best memory? We were discussing just before we came on air, this was where I got my first stage win in WRC, so I guess that's the one that springs to mind. But it probably was leading the rally and being in the battle for the lead with Hayden in 2017 was really special. I think it was the first time I'd experienced that sort of scenario on a WRC rally. So yeah, that's
the excitement, the adrenaline, the thrill of leading.
Despite not having
fighting for the lead,
despite not having great results here, it's still an event that I always enjoyed. It's a great place to come and compete. So yeah, there's happy memories here. Don't worry.
Good. I'm so delighted to hear that. I'd be keen to know what Adrian Formeau's plan is throughout the weekend. Obviously, it was a very kind of cautious approach to Rally Portugal. He had one objective, and that was to complete the event, get through. And as he said to me at the start, I just want to get my season started. And he did that in Portugal.
It was mission accomplished there, but I'm sure both he and the team will be wanting perhaps to go up a step in terms of performance and that gap to the leaders, because it was a safe but effective, you can't deny, strategy. So yeah, let's hear from him now and see what the plan is.
Good morning, Adrian. Welcome to Sardinia. How are you feeling pressure-wise to get a good result this weekend?
The feeling is really nice. It's always a really difficult rally for everybody and for the cars, etc. So it's a really good challenge. So it's nice. Shakedown is representative and not because there is a really long straight that we don't have on the rally, but it's nice feeling to be back here.
And
there we go. That is Adrian Formeau. Teemu Suunen we're on board with right now with a rather distracting splat.
He's got a big smudge right in his eyeline. You can see on the other camera angle there, he's almost peering around it, and the wipers unfortunately couldn't shift whatever insect it was that decided to
I'm unsure what the splat is, to be honest. Is it an insect? Is it something else? I cannot comment.
Well, I hopefully not distracted him too much, but...
I'm hoping, I mean, we saw brilliant pace from Teemu Suunen in WRC2 in Portugal, and it was complete disappointment. He's put his hand up and admitted, his own silly mistake on the power stage.
I felt for him massively after that. Yeah,
he
had a really
brilliant weekend.
Really strong weekend. Was okay. Once Andreas had gone out, we had a dominant finish really. But yeah, I actually was watching the coverage and thought, is that the corner Chris and I crashed on 2 years ago? But alas, I think he managed two more corners before he'd parked it in the trees. But
it was such a shame for him because it had been a really strong event, considering it was his first event of the season as well.
Getting to May and still hadn't really turned a wheel in anger. It was.
He didn't have any seat time. He's been spending his time commentating on rallying, not driving, and yet he came in Portugal and had just such a strong performance until the power stage. So hopefully he can rectify that here this weekend. Teemu Suunanen then completes the first run of Shakedown.
Good morning, Teemu. So close to a win in WRC2 in Portugal. How are you feeling going into Sardinia?
Yeah, it's new rally, new try, and new chance for us to do good rally. So have to focus this one and then try to get maximum out from here.
And what are the conditions like?
On the Shakedown it was good conditions, but I would say generally the stages are quite rough and need to be clever where we can go push and take some time, but have to be clever and avoid problems.
And in finish.
Yeah, certainly do need to avoid problems out there this weekend. Let's turn now then to Andreas Mickelson and Torstein Erickson, waiting to go. I'm just looking on Twitter, and I have to say, something has made me laugh a lot this morning. Let's just hear him off the line. Sander, thank you very much for doing the Sardinia stage end bingo. So the phrases that he's written down on a bingo card that we're going to cross off this weekend, we're going to hear. Number 1, it's difficult. Number 2, we have to go.
That one will be high, yeah.
That will be high. I think we'll hear that a lot. Slippery. I don't know where I got that puncture. And then the next one is just drives away without saying anything.
Actually, maybe that will be the highest one, perhaps.
I think we could have that. Cameraman almost gets hit by the door. You have made me laugh this morning. Thank you for that.
I shall print that off and see how many I can get over the course of the weekend. Well, how many multiples of it over the weekend.
I think we will.
Shouting bingo on the TV.
Yeah, some key phrases come up a lot, but I think here drivers will be leaving the stage end rapidly because everything will be exceptionally hot and they will just move off. But we might get some of those phrases after them, who knows? We'll wait and see, but thank you for doing that this morning. Andreas Mickelson, let's chat about him because disappointment in Portugal when, again, he was right at the front. And
yeah, almost in Andreas' default position, wasn't it? You know, kind of took a stage or two perhaps just to find himself, but then boom, right on the pace, in the thick of the battle. And yeah, he felt cruelly denied really. He'd done nothing wrong, but just a technical issue with the engine. Quite bizarre to retire it just before service, wasn't it, on the Friday night?
Yeah, really disappointing. You know, his season had got off to such a great start with 2 wins under his belt, and he was hoping to follow that up with another. It wasn't to be there, but it could be a completely different story here, of course. I think WRC2 again is going to be an interesting, it always is an interesting category to watch, but it just seems to get better every rally.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, you look at the field that's here, particularly those top guys that you expect to be in the back of the lead. Russell, of course, who inherited the win in Portugal. Suunanen, Mickelson. You've then got the young contenders coming up, Ingram. And, it's a fantastic showcase. Oh gosh, you see the size of the rock that's flicked out there.
And this is one of the major issues of the weekend. You know, the later runners may well have a fantastic position on the road in terms of sweeping, but they have the hazard of the rocks that have been pulled out.
That's a good time for Mickelson there. 2 seconds up on Suunanen, so he'll be pleased with the start there, but only Shakedown.
Yeah, only Shakedown.
Have to keep reminding yourself that when you get all tuning the settings and you get really into the stage and feeling as though we're going to be fastest, but counts for nothing.
It does count for something. Gives you confidence boost. Come on, you can never walk away from the confidence.
Well, I've won plenty of shakedowns and didn't do that in the rallies. So.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Morning, Andreas. Welcome to Sardinia. Tough breaks in Portugal. So how is the car feeling ready for Sardinia?
Yeah, the car has had a proper inspection after Portugal. Engine has been changed, so we hope for better fortunes this weekend. Plan is the same. We try to fight at the front. We know it's a rough rally. We have to be clever, and it will of course be warm. But I think both myself and Torstein are in good physical shape, so we're looking forward for the challenge.
Good luck. Thank you.
There we go. It's quite an analysis ahead of the weekend. Engine change. They're quite confident that everything is going to be okay. I mean, physicality obviously comes into play here. And all of our drivers and co-drivers are pretty much at their optimum fitness levels in preparation. But you know, for the guys in P1, it's different.
It is. It's kind of
inside the car.
This is where that kind of, you know, the endurance factor comes in. It's, you know, you can be, obviously the drivers need to be strong to manhandle the cars, but it's just that kind of fatigue across 12, 15 hour days in that heat. Yeah, you see some people training in the sauna just to get accustomed to it. It's that extreme. So
we'll be showing you every stage this weekend on WRC Plus or live. So you can be with us here for the marathon that is Rally Sardinia. We will do it together. We'll play our stage end bingo together. Look at us. Living life on the edge. Johan Rossel. Now, he was mightily impressive on rough gravel events last year, especially Acropolis. You know, he did win, and then he didn't win Acropolis Rally, unfortunately. Good memories and bad memories. He's going back there this year to hopefully right the wrong.
Bonjour. Good morning, Johan. Welcome to Sardinia. So, championship leader, how hard do you push this weekend?
Yeah, honestly, it will be a hard weekend, I think, for the car, for the men. We will see, yes. I think the start of the season is very good for me. I think I have a lot of work on the car, and during the testing, honestly, it's okay. On Shakedown also, I think it will be a good rally for me.
There we go. Sounding pretty confident, but like I say, he did well last year, and I think, you know, that was the key to his success in winning the championship, in that he was great on every surface.
It was, yeah, that consistency across the season was his real strength, and with it obviously, of course, being fast, but yeah, it's been great to see as well. Obviously, he's made the step up from WRC 3 last year into WRC 2 this year, on a battle with all of the Rally 2 runners, and he's held his own, and, you know, leading the championship coming into round 5. It's something's going right. So
yeah. Marco Balassia now then. Now, gravel rallies is where we've really seen the strength come through from Balassia. What I've found, you know, watching him over the past few years is, you know, the rapid improvement he's made rally to rally, but also morning to afternoon.
Yes.
Is incredible. You know, the morning test, it feels like he's almost doing like sometimes a bit of a recce. Then in the afternoon, it's like doing,
bang, he's
fastest
there.
times.
Yeah. He's almost metronomic in the way that he approaches a rally and gently increasing his pace across, like say, across the day. But he's just always there.
This is Jari Huhtinen, who's through a 2:31.9 for Huhtinen.
Jari, good morning. Welcome to Sardinia. Back on gravel. How does it feel out there? What's the plan for the weekend?
It's been good, but difficult today. First time on gravel with this car, so let's see.
And in finish, please.
Bit difficult to hear from Mr. Huhtinen there, but another to watch this weekend. There's a lot in the WRC2 category to kind of pin your hopes on.
Maybe we'll try and select a winner from that as well.
I can't even select a winner from the WRC right now, the lone WRC2. Forget it. I don't know. I just have no idea. Too difficult to call.
But we'll find out soon enough as the weekend commences.
Yeah. Yeah, we start this evening, super special stage for stage 1 before we head into the real tough stuff in the morning. And there we go, that's Marco Balassia completed on run 1. And slots in just behind Suunanen, 2/10 slower than Suunanen, 2:30.2 through there. So fastest WRC2 car on run 1 is Mickelson with a 2:28. Now we'll hand down to Neil Cole, who'll have a chat with Marco. Marco normally gives us quite a bit of information in his stage end chats.
He does. I noticed that last year. He loves to give a full debrief.
I'm all for it.
Good morning, Marco. Welcome to Sardinia. Tell us what preparations you've made for this classic rally.
Yeah, it will be very tough, very demanding for the crew and also for the car. The weather will be so hot, sorry. And the tire strategy will be very important, but yeah, we just came here to see how is the feeling, and the feeling is good with the car. The stage was very tricky. We missed one junction, but otherwise everything okay.
There we go. And the drivers all wishing that it was so cold out there this weekend, Marco, I'm sure. There we go then. Esa-Pekka Lappi with the fastest time on run 1 of Shakedown, 2:20.6. Then Breen, Evans, Lube, Neuville, Formo, Tanak, Greensmith, Katsuta and Sordo. Followed up then by Mickelson, Rovanperä, Russell, Sunanen, Bulasia, Huhtinen and Grierson. Let's head in to the heat and to the beautiful harbour side here in Sardinia and cross out to Molly and Julian.
Thanks very much to Bex and Seb Marshall there for Shakedown. Yeah, welcome to the Rally Sardinia Service Park here in Alghero. As you can probably see, and you probably heard, I'm not at the stage ends this weekend. I am in the service park with Julian for the weekend, and it's not a bad place to be, is it?
No, it's not a bad place to be. Nice views, nice weather. I mean, yeah, it'll be hot, but we got places where we can go with air conditioning. It's going to be really tough for everybody. Out there, even in the service park, there's mechanics yesterday working hard, and it's demanding. But as a team boss said to me yesterday, they're professional sports people. This is part of the job. It's not like it's a surprise. Sardinia in June is hot.
Yeah.
So basically, they've got to get on with it, and so have we.
We certainly do, and we did hear from a couple of drivers there how they have prepared themselves for the weekend, fitness-wise, and also, like you mentioned, the cars have gone through quite a bit of work. So let's remind everybody of the standings after Rally Portugal. That was the 4th round of the championship. This is what it looks like. Kalle Rovanperä with a 46-point lead already so far this year in front of Thierry Neuville. Katsuta there in 3rd after a brilliant job against Danny Sordo. Unfortunately didn't get himself onto the podium, maybe this weekend. Tanak there in 4th, Evans 5th, Breen 6th, Loeb in 7th, Greensmith 8th, Ogier in 9th and Sordo there in 10th. And we will give you a look at the manufacturers straight away. Toyota Gazoo racing there in front with 175 points in front of Hyundai, followed by M-Sport and the 2nd Toyota team there in 4th. Oh, yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend. 3 wins for Kalle Rovanperä in a row, but it's going to be tough for him this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll be tough. I mean, we talked in Portugal about Portugal, Sardinia, potentially add Kenya into that as the cornerstone to his championship. If he can get through these 2 events, stroke 3, unscathed, still with a championship lead, he'll be doing a good... His championship, the cement can start to set potentially, but nobody expected him to do what he did in Portugal. I think this weekend will be a bit tougher. It's how he mentally kind of worries about that of, I might only get 5th. But that's how Ogier and people like Lowe win championships so often, was, okay, that's the best I can get is 5th. That's what I'll take. And I think he's so mature, even though he's only 21, he can do that. As neutrals and things like that, we could do with a big result from some of his closest rivals, you know what I mean? To absolutely smash it and try and concertina it all up. But they are so good in that car, that 69 Toyota of Huhtinen and Rovanperä. They're so good. They will pick up points, I'm sure. But this is probably Kalle's worst rally in the whole season. He's never had a good weekend here in the World Rally Car. He's crashed, he's broken suspension. That'll be playing on his mind as well.
Yeah, certainly. And we did mention at the beginning, it's more than 30 degrees where we're stood right now. On Saturday, reportedly, it will be up towards 40 degrees outside. I can't even begin to imagine what it will be like in those cars.
I couldn't get a temperature out of any of the team bosses yesterday, but some were saying, look, you're looking at plus 20 to 30 from what is outside to inside. I said, we're going to, well, you said it, sorry. We're going to try and get some insights to what has been changed on these cars for this weekend. That'll be media zone tomorrow, when we're kind of a bit more viral and a bit more free to scour around. So, yeah, media zone tomorrow lunchtime could be one where we kind of untap some of these secrets that these cars have got on to try and help the crews. But yeah, it will be tough. It will be hot. I mean, I saw Esa-Pekka Lappi was sat in his sauna at home in his racing overalls, so it's a good way to do it. But as someone said yesterday, it's like a bad sauna in these cars this weekend. I was like, can you have a bad sauna? Yeah, you can. So that's what apparently it's like. So it'll be tough.
So if you want to find out what it's like, basically put all your winter skiing clothes on, and if you do have a sauna, go and sit in it for maybe a day. Right, this is a look at the schedule. We, of course, just had Shakedown, and we do head into the Super Special this evening, Stage 1. Tomorrow, we start at 6:45, and we go on till 7:30 in the evening. It's 8 stages tomorrow, and it's also 8 stages on Saturday, starting at 7:30. Of course, these are local times, finishing at 19:45. Saturday is 8 stages with no midday service, just a tyre fitting zone, and then just the 4 stages there on Sunday, with the beautiful Sassari Power Stage back again this year.
That's it. I think the thing with this rally that's different is on Friday and Saturday, what we do is we do 2 stages, then a little regroup, then we go back into those 2 stages, where we normally do 2, 3, 4 stages, then we come to service, they completely change their car for a second pass setup, then they go back and tackle. So the crews are going to have to do as much as they can on their own in that second pass setup on the road section. And that's a real different thing on this event, and it's a real challenge for the crews because they don't have all of the things that they can change on the road section. So that's where there's a big compromise as well.
If it wasn't challenging enough,
that's it. Yeah, that's it. So it's.
But it's great for the fans.
It's great. Well, it's great for the fans. It's great for the story though, because they're not going to have that optimum setup and things like that. So, but yeah, that's something that's different on this rally. You know, you get into that sequence of that's 3 stages, right? Lunch, 3 stages. No, it's 2 stages, no lunch, back into the same 2 stages. And you've just got to think of your preparation coming to the event is going to be different.
I think we're in for a pretty epic Super Special this evening, Stage 1 in Olbia. I've heard many great things about it. We will be back with you for a pre-show, a build-up to that Super Special at 6 o'clock local time this evening. So we'll see you then.